Hello and welcome to the first Speakers Lounge of 2026, where I am going to be speaking with several people this year. I'm doing things a little bit different than I did last year. Last year, I would have a guest on every Monday at 12 p.m., first Monday of the month at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And this year, I'm going to start bringing on several guests at a time. So we're going to do like a panel-like conversation. And so the two amazing human beings that get to start 2026 off with me is Kassi Underwood and Jodie Goldberg, both of whom I met in a stand-up comedy class. That is right, a stand-up comedy class filled with amazing, brilliant women. And these two standout individuals cracked me up. We've remained friends, and we're going to take that stand-up class again. So I think we need to just start off by doing this. Yes, and yes, we are. Oh, yes. So what I would love to do, first of all, both of these women are phenomenal humans. And not only did they take a stand-up class because they were curious like myself, but they are also entrepreneurs and they are killing it. And I am going to pass the baton on so that each one of them can introduce themselves to you because you need to know them. So let's start with you, Kassi.
So my name is Kassi, and I am a teacher of energy. I teach people how to meditate and basically build the skills that you need to live the life that you want. So if you're struggling in any area, whether it's making money or relationships or anything that you want to shift, I will guide you in the skill building of that, which includes a lot of somatic work and just doing the internal work to create the external experience.
Beautiful. Well, I'm excited to have this conversation with you today when we start talking about intentions, because I'm sure you're going to have some juicy stuff to share with us. And then we have Jodie. Jodie, go ahead. I'm giving you the baton.
Amazing. I just caught it. Hi, everyone. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. And it's amazing to be in conversation with these two incredible women, just because when I met them, I was not an entrepreneur yet. So I think the two of you really helped me find my own voice in this work and in this world. And I'm so happy to be here. I'm Jodie. I'm a relational strategist. I partner with teams and organizations and help them see relationship building as a strategic skill-based practice. And so I can partner with you to help you plan team gatherings, team retreats, and help you to design them with intentionality and in ways that builds connection. Because connection really is a skill and it takes a lot of nurturing. And my hope for all of you in 2026 is that you find ways to nurture belonging and connection in your work. And excited to talk about this today with you both, Kassi and Meridith.
Yay. Well, I am really thrilled to have this conversation. Both of you are so incredible at what you do and helping facilitate those conversations with people in your different unique ways. And the one thing I think about often is intentions. And so I thought this would be a great topic of conversation since we are entering into 2026. We are in 2026. And I feel like finding how to intentionally use your voice is a big part of what I'm curious about. And the thing that I grapple with, and I'm curious about this with the two of you, is for me, there's so much energy put around like manifesting or doing things differently or renewing yourself in 2026 and personally or in a new year. But personally, I feel like that's an ongoing thing. And so it's really difficult for me to, because I feel like we put a lot of stress and pressure on ourselves to have the new word of the year, even though I do like doing that, or picking up the journal for the first time and writing and manifesting those goals that you're going to have for the year ahead, or starting your exercise routine or whatever it might be. So I'm just curious about what your thoughts are on holding intentions and how do you see that at the beginning of the year versus just like, should that be incorporated and integrated into daily practice?
Yeah, it's so funny because when you were bringing up that we were talking about intentions today, I was like, I don't have any intentions for the new year. Nothing. I was like, bring up about this. I usually maybe start in February. I like to do like a redo of the year because in January it's so busy. Like I love wearing sparkles and everything on the 31st. Like it's so fun. Like, you know, the new year and like, you know, but in terms of all the other things that people do, I don't really do that leading into the new year. But then I realized, I was like, yeah, I don't have anything. I have no idea what to talk about. Then I realized, oh yeah, I did like jot down like a really long list and then like organically jotted one down a few days ago and then like built out a whole plan. And like, a few minutes, because it is, as you were saying, Meredith, just so much part of my life to just always be thinking about, what do I desire next? And then testing it in my body. Is that because I'm supposed to want that next? Or is that because it actually lights me up? And like, what would really light me up next? That's not even, what's taboo that would light me up? Or what's like, something that people aren't supposed to want that would light me up? And then I test it, and then I create a little plan that I sometimes don't even action out because something else will happen.
I love that. Specifically because I do feel that intentions can become trendy.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that you said that, because I think that is what it is, right? Like, even like if you've opened social media lately, right? Like 2025 was the year of the snake, right? The year of shedding, the year of you shedding who you are. And 2026 is supposed to be the year of the horse, right? Like the year of embodying who you are, right? But here's the thing, right? That can happen, not because society dictates it, or not because some trendy TikTok has just told me that it was just the year of the snake and now it's the year of the horse, right? It's all about what we're feeling inside. And it's all about finding opportunities, Kassi, I love, like, to take stock of what it is that you need. And for me, it's all about creating rituals in order to help nurture intentionally what it is that I might need. Casper ter Kuile, who's this fantastic researcher, wrote this book called The Power of Rituals. And he talks about how rituals have 3 core components. Intention, right? Like making sure that you're doing something with deep intentionality. Attention, calling attention to it and making sure that you're fully present, which is so hard. And Kassi, I'm sure you have so many tools for how to maintain that like laser focused attention. And then repetition, like finding moments where you can do that ritual so it actually serves you and fuels you, and not doing it because it's cool and trendy. So Meredith, I got you. I see you.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Kassi.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, that's such a great point. Like, how do you keep fueling it when she wants something? And I've had this. I have something I've desired. It's like I want it, and I've wanted to want it for a couple of years, and it keeps not actually panning out because I haven't found the right, like, enough fuel to desire it. But I can keep trying. Like, I never give up on whatever my like intention is. I will never give up on it until it's done. So even if it takes a few years, I just never give up. And I just find new ways to try to do it, or I find new ways to want it. But I think that, to your point, Jodie, it's like, if I can fuel my desire in whatever way possible. Sometimes I like to use a little bit of fear. Like, I'll go like look at the facts about something, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm terrified. I should really do that. But sometimes I'll use like, finding like, well, then if I have this and I get to do this and I get to do this. And so I'll try to find like more positive reinforcement for it. And sometimes I just feel in my body, like, what would it feel like to have this thing? And it's so exciting that I'm like, zing, and something will happen that's kind of like magic. Like, it'll happen really quickly. There'll be like a quantum element to it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's really beautiful. And I also want to throw in there too, what is it that we're willing to let go of in order to have the fuel? Because sometimes you need to let go of the things that are weighing you down in order to find the energy and the fuel to manifest yourself, or however you want to frame it, forward, so that you can have that thing that you're working on. And I do love this idea of the longevity. It's like a journey. It's not a quick fix, which I feel like culturally we're trained to get quick fixes. Like, we need that immediate gratification, especially in the age of social media and so forth. We love the shiny objects and we want it to happen to us fast. So yeah, it's about the long game and leading with that healthy dose of curiosity. So I'm curious, is there something that you are looking forward to, or something that's helped you get the thing that you want, that you've noticed works more than other things, if that makes sense? I kind of asked 2 questions in that one question.
Well, something that came up for me, Meredith, as you were speaking, was being like sitting in discomfort. That is such a hard thing to do. especially when we're entering a new year or a new phase. And you're like, oh, all of a sudden, this goal I'm working towards, well, now I'm going to set a new one and it's going to be so easy because it's a new year. But it really, it's hard to sit in the discomfort. And one way, I am no model of it, but I think one way that I attempt, I try, I work on it is, I don't know, to invite others to sit in it with me and like to explore it, to really like embrace it with myself and with friends and really like find a way to, I don't know, to share. You know, it's funny, when we did comedy was one way that I learned to really sit in the discomfort in a way that I never have in my life. And I think if you can find an outlet in which to sit and express it,
Yeah.
and just sit in it, it really helps. So
Yeah.
thanks for naming that for us, Meredith.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
that's a really good one. I really, the comedy, I'd always wanted to do stand-up. I'm like such a fan of stand-up. And I used to like watch Sarah Silverman every morning when I was like brushing my teeth. And then I'd push everyone else in my life into stand-up. Like I made my ex-husband like do stand-up for a while. I was like, yeah, you got another open mic tonight, man. Come on, let's go. I like had the baby there. But then I was like, okay, maybe it's my turn. And just throwing yourself into the deep end of something, I like to trap myself into getting what I want. Because if I don't trap myself into it, I'm probably going to, on some level, be too afraid. And with the class, it's like, no, I'm here and we're going to do a show at the end. So I have to show up and do stand-up. I have to do it. And I did that with writing my book too. And it's just a way that I make myself do things. And I think the reason I do that, insofar as I can, you can't, sometimes there isn't a way to trap yourself into a goal, but or into a desire. But one of the other things I like to do is look at what is my fear of having this thing.
Oh, I love
Like, what
that.
is my fear around, like, you know, for example, like a relationship being amazing? It's like, I'm going to have to really show up and like be honest about things that I'm afraid to be honest about, or I'm going to have to take a risk of like rejection or pain or whatever it is to like really deeply show up in this, or to make more money means I'm going to have to be more visible, and in ways that I have been taught maybe women aren't supposed to be visible. And so those are like the things where I have to look at what am I afraid of with having this. You know, also having more money means you have more choices, so your taste is really on display.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so true. Well, so help us let's step back a little bit. Help us identify what is an easy step that somebody who's watching or listening right now can take to help them get closer to what, however you want to frame that, trapping yourself or getting comfortably uncomfortable. Because I do think that conceptually people get it when they hear that talked about, but they don't know how to take the first step.
I think that for, so the first thing is, if you have something that you want, sitting down with a pen and paper and writing down all the fears that you have about actually having that thing. What are the responsibilities that you may be afraid of? What is the like visibility or exposure or vulnerability that you're afraid of experiencing? What's the worst case scenario? What's the best case scenario? How are some ways that you might be like trying to prevent the fear from happening, or trying to prevent discomfort from happening? And then writing out an action plan. And that action plan can include trapping yourself in by signing up for a class, you know, where you're going to have to do it, or, you know, asking somebody out. Asking somebody out on a date, going out on a date, like doing something where you're going to have to start the process, where maybe you have been standing at the edge and not really going all in.
Beautiful. Thank you. Jodie, do you have any other insights around that or baby steps that you've taken?
Yeah, Kassi. Oh, I love that. I think that's amazing. And I think we're all trapping ourselves in by signing up for that stand-up class. So we right? Thanks for naming that, Kassi, right? No, I think it's also about like taking small risks, right? Like what's a big risk for me might be a small risk for you. And so learning that like whatever, if we want to get to our goal, thinking about what's one small quick risk that we can take that can lead us there. Because taking, like incremental change is what leads to something transformational. And if we can think about those small steps that we can take, it can lead us farther. So I think it's bite-sizing a big goal or a big intention into much smaller steps.
I love that so much. Okay. So, and let me, because people attach themselves, they can hear these things, I think, more clearly with story. I'm just curious if, when I asked that question, if there was a story that came up for either one of you about something that you really wanted, and then you trapped yourself into getting the thing.
It's great. I mean, I will tell you, even going out on my own as an entrepreneur, right?
Mhm.
Like taking this comedy class, right? We were exposed to women ages 22 to 65 who were taking risks in such different and exciting ways.
Mhm.
And when I was moving to LA, or in the midst of the move to LA, I had to get really clear with myself to think about, okay, what do I want to do next? And I set a goal for myself to take that step to go out on my own. And Kassi, as you articulated, there was so much fear, right?
Because you are working a 9-to-5 job at that point, right? You were working a nonprofit, and that is scary when you're used to the paycheck coming in. And there's many people, I'm saying this out loud right now, because there's so many people in this position who are either scared they're going to lose their jobs, they want to leave their jobs, they have left their jobs, they're looking for jobs. So help those people right now, Jodie. Help them all.
Yeah. I
Story.
don't have the magic bullet, but I can tell you, I'm just one person with one story, right? Exactly. Listen, it's the year of the horse. Okay. It's about charging forward, guys. Okay. No. So for me, I made a list for myself of what does the field need and what are my skills that I can bring. And when I saw alignment between what was needed in the field and what my skills could offer, that became my moment. And here's what I decided to do, right? Because it is so overwhelming to say to yourself, this is my passion. And now I'm going to implement it into the world. I challenge myself each day to take one step towards that larger goal, to trap myself each day in one way. It could be the creation of a logo. It could be calling somebody and doing a pitch, right? Just to see what my voice sounds like, and if it sounds good or if it sounds sharp. Calling a website guy, or looking into what it actually could mean to go out on my own and develop an S corp, right? And so each day was one thing, and that incremental change over time led to something truly transformational. And that's how I like to look at it and approach it. And it's hard and it takes work. But if you can commit to that, one a day keeps the doctor away, right? 1 hour a day keeps the doctor away, right? I'm in Jodie's language. It's like one task a day. Uh-oh, can we come up with something good, right? Blows your own expectations of yourself away.
Oh, I love that. Beautiful. How about for you, Kassi?
You did there, Jodie. So, yeah, I mean, so many different things come to mind, because especially if it's something that's going to require like my continued showing up in the face of my own discomfort and fear, I have to trap myself over and over again into it. And usually that's by stepping into structure. I am not good at creating structure for myself. I suck at it. I'm terrible at it, in fact. And but I'm really good at stepping into the structure someone else has created for me. So if someone else creates an expectation for me, or if there's a class I can take, or someone I can work with, that will always change my life, because I'll do whatever they say. I'm like a good student. So I'll be like, okay, what next? And so there have been a few experiences. And one of them, I mean, of course, was signing up for stand-up, because I'd always wanted to, but the fear was too big for me to just like go into just like step into an open mic and just start doing it. It was too terrifying for me. So I had to go to a class with a bunch of amazing women and trap myself into creating material every single week to show up on Wednesday with that material. And that just doing that show at the end was like major. And now I wanted to trap myself into it again because I'd still have not quite created that like internal stamina that it takes. So here we go again, the year of the horse, charging forward. Comedy. But the other thing that was really life changing, and I do think a lot of times it takes this like structure when we have a history with something where it's been denied in us, or when it's been like not allowed, or we're having to challenge a familial background story. And I really, when I was pregnant with my son, I really wanted to have money, like good money, and like enough to not have to worry as much. And so I signed up for a money coach that costs way more than I could have possibly ever dreamt of spending. And then it turned out, even when I was signing up, she was in London. So it was even more than I thought. I was like, no, because of the exchange rate. So money is a good, like investing financially is a good way that I trap myself in, where I'm like, I have to make the most of this time. And during that time with her, I went from making $5,000 a month to $30,000 a month. And I think I spent 4 months with her, and within 6 months I had done it. And
everyone's going to want her number now. You know that, right?
What's that?
Everyone's going to want her number now.
Yeah, well, they can get my number because now I teach it. I can do you better. What's that? No, I'm just kidding.
You are amazing at what you do.
I know, Kassi.
What's that?
No, I said, and you are amazing at what you do.
Thank you. But yeah, so that was trapping myself in, and her like showing up and calling me out. And like when I would go into like my little whine, she'd be like, she'd be like, practice what you fucking preach. And that was what changed it for me, was like doing my own exercises.
Well, what's really beautiful is that it went beyond just the money for you too. She inspired you to do what she does. Like, you are now, like, it transformed you.
It did.
It literally transformed you by making that investment. And I do think there's a lot of people who don't take the risk because of the fear of not having.
Yeah. And so making the decision that whatever I invest, I'm going to triple, quadruple, like I'm going to do way better because of it. Making that decision from the start, not making it like, oh, I wonder if I will, I hope I will. It's not like that. It's like, this is what's going to happen now because I'm deciding.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the strength of intentionality, right? So it's like, the come life or death, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that intention is strong enough, and I'm going to be committed enough, because like you said, you need the structure to do that. So I think that's really wise information for people to hear, is that it's not just about the action of giving somebody else the money. Like, you have to have the mindset behind it as well. Like, you have to know what that goal is, that end in mind, in order to get that objective met for yourself, which is really beautiful. And I think, even for myself, I had a breaking point, and it was the pandemic, like many other people, where I was sitting there and I was like, I'm not feeling the joy that I used to feel as a performer, as a director. I was exhausted, and I had just moved to New York, and I sat there and I was like, do I want to recreate all of these relationships again in a new city after I've already done it in 3 other cities? Like, do I want to do that again? And the answer deep down in my soul was no. And so the other piece that I feel so important to this is that when we make these baby steps, you take these baby steps intentionally towards our fear or what we want to manifest, is that you have to also be prepared to grieve, because there's going to be a piece of yourself that you leave behind. And I know that all of us have experienced that. And so I held on to an identity for a very long time as this person in the theater world. And that's what I did. That's all I knew. And so that took some grieving. And it's not to say that that's not a part of me still. It very much is. And that's how I'm able to best serve my clients. But it's that is a component to it that I also think people don't realize can be scary.
Yeah, the sitting with the discomfort of grief and like really letting it move through you is so to digest the experience is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, one of the things I talk a lot about with my clients is whenever we're doing any or embarking in any sort of change process, with any change process, there requires, in order for us to access new opportunity, it does require loss. And I think so many people want to skip that, right? Just like you said, Meredith, we want that instant gratification. We want something fast. But if we sit in the grief and we take note of the grief can help us move farther. And I say that I think it's not just with any personal intention we set, but it's any organizational change that we're trying to embark on. And that, I think that's, if we sit in the discomfort and really reflect, that's what's going to move us farther.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. So if there's anyone watching or listening right now and you're dealing with like this, you feel that you're at an intersection, because we feel it. We know when we're at an intersection. Sometimes that looks like different things for people. Maybe it's just the words that you're choosing to use right now aren't as positive as they could be, or maybe you're not feeling the feels that you want to be feeling right now. So if there's anything that you sit down, do one of those exercises. Kassi said, just write it all down. Just write it down. Keep listening to things that are going to pay attention to what you're listening to, I would say, and pay attention to who you're hanging out with, and pay attention to the words that you're saying to yourself, and then make that small action step forward. So if we're going to talk about intentions for 2026 or any new year, I would say put the intention on the inside.
And I just want to underscore what you were saying, Meredith, about not sharing it. I don't know if you were saying this directly, but I would recommend not sharing anything with anyone who installed certain beliefs that you have around money, for example, relationships, whatever it is, because they're very likely to reiterate the fears that they originally programmed into you if you bring up, the change that you're intending to make. And that, I know in my own case, like I will get thrown off for a couple weeks or a month or something by that, which I wish I could say I was like Teflon and like, no big deal, but I'll like totally be affected. And so protect yourself from that by just holding it close and sharing it with people who really get it and are like approving of you.
Yeah. It's incredibly important. And because it's powerful to be able to have money conversations with other people who are in the same space that you're in, especially women entrepreneurs, having those money conversations with other women entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
I think can be very empowering if it's the right people. Yeah.
Money, relationships, anything.
All of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Visibility.
Definitely.
Creativity.
I love this conversation so much. And I feel like there was a lot of gold in what we've talked about so far. I would love to just transition a little bit towards the two of you and your individual brilliance. And so I'm just curious, what do you have going on in 2026 that the listeners, people watching right now can get involved with? Kassi, let's start with you, and then Jodie.
Okay, well, I have a few spots for one-on-one right now for people who are enrolling in the new year. And you can go to KassiUnderwood.com and book a consultation if you'd like, or find me on Instagram. And also, I have a program called The Feminine Urge, and we'll be going through a 5-month process teaching. You'll be learning about money, time, visibility, creativity, and just putting yourself out there and really shifting into doing life from feminine energy, rather than that masculine go, go, go all the time, just being in a place of receiving, creating, and just having fun and enjoying yourself, being silly, being free. And that is enrolling until mid-January. So you can book a call with me and we can chat about it if you're interested.
And people get to go see the Northern Lights in Alaska too.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I mean,
there are 2 retreats. There are 2 retreats. One's in Alaska. Oh, and that's happening starting January 19th. So please join so you can go see the Northern Lights with us. And the lodging is included. We have a deck over, like a viewing deck. We have 3 living rooms where you can do like your creative projects. There's a sauna, steam room. Come on, it's gonna be so fun.
Come on. And I've seen a lot of videos for your past retreats. People have fun. People have so much fun.
Oh my God. Amazing. I want to go. It's incredible.
I know. I was going.
Of this amazing group of women. So great. For me, I run my own consulting practice called Flourish Consulting, and all my work is working in partnership with different teams and organizations to help you think about how to really deepen and build connection. I'm really excited to announce later in the week a really exciting collaboration with an AI strategist. We're going to be really thinking intentionally about technology and the human side, and where does tech end and human relationships begin, and how do we leverage technology in ways that can help us, and how can we leverage human relationships in ways that can help us flourish and thrive. So really excited to announce that later this week. And if you are ever thinking about connection, how to deepen connection, how to deepen belonging, and how to think about it as a skill-based practice, please would love to really connect with you or your teams. And just like so thrilled to be here with the 2 of you. This is amazing that we get to share so many things, a comedy stage and a podcast lounge. Like I want
to be next. And more to come, my friend. More to come. More to come. Yeah, I can't wait for that stand-up comedy class, because Kassi, you said it, like there's more I want to do. Like I want to trap myself again, because I was like, I want to start something. Like I want to fuck with form, like I want to. Yeah, we're going to have some fun in there. I can't wait. So if you're in New York City, you're going to come see it, because I'm going to advertise it, and then you can see us live and in person. I have an accelerator program that's coming up. I have 1 spot left. So if you want to fill out that application and get it to me between now and January 16th, please do. I'm going to put all the links in the comments below so that you can have access to these resources. So please to make sure that you look into the comments. That's both here on YouTube and LinkedIn. And if not, just DM me. If you don't see it, DM me. I will always respond. But thank you, Kassi. Thank you, Jodie, for being here and having this conversation with me on the Speakers Lounge, where we're here every first Monday of the month at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so that we can hear visionary thoughts and advice about how to show up and how to use your voice. And being intentional and using your voice is a huge deal. I talk about intentionality, working your objectives, knowing how to get what you need from your audiences all of the time, whether that's on a big stage or in a one-on-one conversation. So thank you for being here. I adore you both so much. And I'm going to play that really fun intro as my outro. Are you ready? If I can find it, because look at me, I'm doing my tech and this at the same time, which I tell my clients not to do, but who cares? Here we go.